Hi guys, I am excited about this video that I am going to post shortly. It has several different parts. It's going to culminate with me sharing this I believe essay that I wrote for my 11th graders last year, or maybe 2-3 years ago, because I always like to model for students whatever it is that I am asking them to do. So in the English 11 curriculum, one of the things that I enjoy teaching is the This I Believe section of the curriculum. I had never heard about this website, This I Believe. thisibelieve.org. I had never heard about it. So it was quite fascinating to me. And I enjoyed presenting it to the students. I enjoyed seeing them write what they believe, what they're passionate about, and then hearing them sharing it with the class. I wish I had some samples, but I don't. But I have mine, like I said. But first, I want to talk to you about the website, because I want you to be able to go and check out this website yourself. So, thisibelieve.org, and I'm going to read just a little bit about the About Them section. This I Believe Inc. was founded in 2004 as an independent, not-for-profit organization that engages youth and adults from all walks of life in writing, sharing, and discussing brief essays about the core values that guide their daily lives. And when I tell you, my students wrote some beautiful, beautiful essays, heartwarming essays. Whenever it was time to present those essays, you could bet your bottom dollar that there were going to be tears, there were going to be emotions. Sometimes I would have to, during the process of checking the students' essays, I would ask them, when it's time to share, please know that you do not have to share this if it is too personal. Always, they would say, I want to share it, Miss Curry, because it's going to help me. And I would let them, and I would support them when they present. Anyway, so This I Believe is based on a 1950s radio program of the same name, hosted by acclaimed journalist Edward R. Murrow. Each day, Americans gathered by their radios to hear compelling essays from the likes of Eleanor Roosevelt, Jackie Robinson, Helen Keller, and Harry Truman, as well as corporate leaders, cab drivers, scientists, and secretaries. Anyone able to distill into a few minutes the guiding principles by which they lived. These essayists' words brought comfort and inspiration to a country worried about the Cold War, McCarthyism, and racial division. In reviving This I Believe, executive producer Dan Gediman said, "The goal is not to persuade Americans to agree on the same beliefs. Rather, the hope is to encourage people to begin the much more difficult task of developing respect for beliefs different from their own." I'm not going to read anymore, but you're welcome to read the entire About section. Just go to the website again. It is thisibelieve.org. Yes, so anyway, I wrote my own essay, which is entitled, No One Can Outrun Purpose. To date, through teaching, I have been blessed with the opportunity to serve my community in 3 different countries. Interestingly, my dream as a young girl was not to teach. Early on, while attending school in Jamaica, my native land, I recognized that I had a knack for subject areas that require extensive reading and writing. I excelled in both English and literature, and my friends thought I took the best notes in our Caribbean history class. Remind me to give you the joke about when we went to Shortwood Teachers College and I had quickly finished my assignment and it was under my mattress. Remind me to give you that joke. Story time. It was no surprise then that when I attended Shortwood Teachers College at 17 years old, it was to pursue teaching credentials in secondary education, majoring in linguistics and literature. But I had no desire to become a teacher. My dream was to be employed in any branch of mass communication. At that time, I had my sights set on broadcasting. Why then did I attend Teachers College? In Jamaica, high school culminates at year 11. Students then either join the workforce or those who intend to pursue post-secondary studies attend sixth form for 2 years to complete what is called A-levels and thereby secure their path to the University of the West Indies or some other tertiary institution. It must have been God, albeit not audibly, who gave me a brilliant suggestion. Instead of doing 2 years of A-levels, why not attend Teachers College for 3 years, just one additional year, and earn teaching credentials, just in case? So off to Teachers College I went. It had to be God. Upon graduating from Shortwood, diploma in tow, I started sending out applications. Somewhere along the line, I no longer had a burning desire to pursue studies in the field of communications, but I still had no intention of teaching. I applied for every job I could think of outside of teaching. When all attempts to secure work proved futile, I reluctantly applied for a teaching position. It was 1997. The school was St. Mary's College, a public high school in St. Catherine, Jamaica. I was offered the job to teach 7th and 10th grade language arts, and alas, I had found my passion. I would go on to teach for 3 years in Jamaica and 14 years in the Bahamas before migrating to the United States, where my teaching journey continues. Many see only the coveted holidays for which they envy educators and in pure oblivion spew venomous nonsense. Little do they know that the other side of teaching is tough terrain. And that's deliberate euphemism. Teachers face a laundry list of issues. But those who recognize and embrace the work as a calling chalk these ever-increasing issues up to those things that come with the territory and keep on serving sacrificially. It is pointless to rehearse the numerous ills of this noble profession. Why do that when, believe it or not, the drawbacks pale in comparison to the rewards? Rewards like seeing those who long left my classroom make their mark on society. Rewards like being trusted to be godmother to my children's children. There are 30-plus-year-olds from whom I get a "hello, mommy" or "hi, Miss Williams" every so often. One such texter was my beloved boat captain's son, whose most recent hello came with a picture indicating that he was still at sea. My children are lawyers and doctors whom I can call on for advice, free advice, principals who touch base just to share that traits they learned from me and now instill in their teachers. What traits they learned from me and now instill in their teachers. They are fearless entrepreneurs, bankers, and industrious employees in various fields. Best of all, they have had encounters with God and have embraced their call to advancing the kingdom of God. I have children who have hounded me on social media just to say thank you. I have traveled thousands of miles just to hear one daughter's name called as she receives a dual degree. I've grieved too, as the real parents inform me that my children have passed and request tributes for obituaries. 2 years ago, when a beloved son of mine passed from complications after suffering from a bout of the monstrous COVID, it was my only biological daughter who called bearing the news. "Mommy, I'm so sorry, but your son didn't make it." I wept bitterly and still do when I recall how our relationship had blossomed from student to friend over the years. I should mention that when I first moved to the United States, I had told myself that I would change careers. Silly me. Having heard horrific tales about disciplinary issues in American classrooms, I had firmly decided that the Jamaican teacher I am would not be a good fit for an American classroom. Silly me. I went as far as enrolling in a local community college and completing a dental assistant program. It's right over there on my wall, by the way. Sticking out like a sore thumb among its other framed companions, proof of my moment of waywardness hangs in my home office, but it will never be used. Truth be told, it was a waste of time and money. I sent out numerous applications to dental offices with not a single response. It had to be God. Deep inside, I knew it wouldn't be long before I was back in the classroom, and it wasn't. I have taught in 2 American systems so far, and my passion has not waned. Years ago, while evaluating a class I was teaching, a principal in the Bahamas described me as a veteran teacher with the enthusiasm of a first-year teacher. I never want to lose the fulfillment I get from teaching. I doubt that will happen, for I believe that teaching is my God-given calling. A God-given calling is one that fulfills us, one that serves our fellow man in some way, one that, if need be, will chase us and find us. This is what I believe. So there's mine. Now, as I read earlier, these are meant to be super short, but of course, I put my own twist to it, and I wanted a full essay from my students, and I always remember those times very, very fondly. What do you believe? And there goes that certificate, $1,400 gone. But it was a lesson learned. Please subscribe to my channel, like, comment, and share. God bless you.